Hey guys, what's going on? Carter here. I know what you're thinking. When you saw this title of this video, you probably thought that I was going to ramble on about some custom knife makers that have done me wrong or that are jerks, but it's not actually what this video is about. So if that's what you want to see, it's not going to be in this video. This is going to be more like it's a discussion video, like I like to do a lot of the times. I'm not saying, I don't do these videos to say this is how it is or this is not how it is. I do these videos to open up dialogue between us and yourself, possibly, and stuff like that. But yeah, this is going to be about asshole knife makers and why maybe they are the way they are. Anybody that has dealt with customs may or may not have had a run-in with one of these guys. Maybe they just weren't the most tactful, or they get really defensive and they kind of jump to conclusions that you're talking trash or something along those lines. But kind of what I wanted to point out and talk about is why that may be. And really what it comes down to is it's kind of the nature of the business in some respects. If you look at these guys as artists and creators, you can understand why they may have a really strong capacity in that respect, in terms of knife design and the skills required to do it and things like that. But that may or may not also include good communication skills and or good customer relation skills. When you look at large companies, let's say Spyderco and Cold Steel and things like that, there's layers in front of the actual creators and the designers and the knife makers. There's people hired to deal with issues and customer complaints and mitigate maybe if a particular model is taking forever to get out and people have pre-orders and stuff. There's people that are hired to deal with that, and they may actually not even have any sort of history or experience in the knife world. They may just be public relations type people, and that's what their job is to handle those kinds of things. But when you're dealing with a custom knife maker, you're dealing with a guy, and obviously in a perfect world, anybody that sells something or deals with customers will have excellent skills at doing that. They'll be really good at making things right and communicating effectively and quickly and not taking offense to issues and things like that. But it's not always the case with knife makers, and it just it is what it is. It's part of the whole deal. You're not dealing with somebody that went to school to get a marketing degree or a PR degree or anything like that. You're dealing with a guy who knows and loves to make knives, and sometimes that skill set will be far more developed than their skill set with dealing with customers or problems or people and things like that. And I'm not saying it's justified or it's right or that's the way it should be or should not be. I'm just saying that's kind of the way it is. These guys are just guys, and some of them can take things personally. They've sacrificed things in their life to get their shop up and running. They're constantly battling, trying to feed their family on their craft and what they're doing. And if they see some video somebody posts up talking about how one of their knives kind of sucked, even if it didn't really say this knife sucks or this knife maker sucks, it just kind of pointed out some flaws, they're just regular people. They may jump the gun and take offense to it, and it's not a good thing, but kind of is what it is. So it's a different world. We as a society now, we're kind of really geared towards the customer is always right kind of mentality. We're used to that. We're used to, if we have a complaint, we're politely, quickly, and calmly taken care of, and our butts are kissed and things like that, because companies specifically structure their personnel to do that. They make sure that people doing the butt kissing and fixing the problems don't have a personal stake in the product. They don't feel personally offended if you say, yeah, this whatever sucks, this hamburger sucks, you know, at McDonald's. It's not, you're not saying that directly to the person that started McDonald's. You know, there's layers and layers and layers of employees who are hired for specific reasons. And we as a society, we're used to that. We're used to just being able to say, you know, make it right, this thing sucks, what the crap. And that could kind of cause conflicts when you're dealing directly with somebody who is emotionally vested in the product you're talking about. And, you know, like I said before, it is what it is, and that's just how it is sometimes. You know, obviously a lot of the makers that have been around for a lot longer, they kind of see the big picture, and they've been able to distance themselves. But particularly new makers, you know, they're very emotionally tied up into what they're doing and what they're making, and so it can lead to some emotional outbursts when problems like that arise. So anyways, I'll go ahead and cut this video short. Like I said, I just wanted to give you something to think about, you know, open up some dialogue, leave some comments down below on what you think about that whole deal and stuff like that. You know, and I'm not saying that you should accept it or take it. I'm just saying my perception is that's kind of a reason why these problems can sometimes happen. Alright guys, take it easy.